For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Camping and Leisure with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you guys a bit of a review on a very exciting new tent from Outwell. This here is the Outwell Chatham. So the Chatham comes in a 4 air and a 6 air. Yeah, again, obviously 4 or 6 person, and it's kind of a free zoned tent. So you've got sleeping at the back, a sort of a nice, reasonable sized living area, and then actually a very generous canopy area at the front. Now this basically what Outwell are trying to achieve with this sort of particular tent is something that's a very good price point without necessarily compromising on quality and the main core features. So what they've actually done is actually stripped out kind of all the elaborate features that you know with Outwell that they've always go to ends length to do and really get down to the main essentials that you need. So it's a individually inflated beam, so each beam's done individually, so it's, again, keeps the cost down rather than a smart air system. It's very quick and easy to do. You can check out our own Attwoolls pitching and packing video of myself doing this, pitching it and packing it away. It took me about 9-10 minutes put up, which for a 6-man tent like this, I think is pretty much hard to beat. And the joys of it uses Outwell special valve system. So the joys of that actually is a very easy system to do, and the pump physically locks on. You get a pump supplied with it. It is a kind of a stirrup pump, and it's a one-way pump. So the joys of that means that it doesn't hurt your back or sort of try to thrust upwards, yet again to get air into it. So you find you can get a quicker stroke rate and get it in quicker, but you can obviously see that with the pitching video. It uses sort of Outwell's really nice sort of embroidered fabric. It's 4000mm hydrostatic head, and it keeps it very waterproof. But then you've still got things like fluorescent guy ropes yet again to make sure you haven't got any trip hazards or see it in the dark. But this, I think, it sits above the Broadlands model. So if you like the Broadlands idea but want something probably a little bit bigger and something with a solid front part, then that's a good option. One thing that I think this in comparison to other manufacturers beats is in all terms of ventilation. The amount of mesh panels built into this thing is quite incredible, and that's kind of a sign of how bad condensation really is now, that you need to have so much ventilation to keep obviously an airflow going through it. So you've got obviously a nice big side door entrance or the front door entrance. So the front door as such can be split into one big opening or halfway. And the joys of that is you can see you can roll this door back, the main door back, or roll it all the way, and it's little tie points each stage. The one thing like I said about mesh, the front door has a separate mesh door to it completely, as you can see here. And it's a 2-panel door, so yet again what you can do is, if you want circulation into the tent, leave that mesh door in position, and then you can actually sort of happily sit behind it and still have a good circulation there and bugs and critters coming in. Now usually that sort of feature tends to be kind of like an optional extra. So you look at the camper range, you have to actually buy a mesh vestibule to put in place of it. So that's where, like I said, something like that is quite unique to Outwell. You've got beautiful crystal clear windows, so you get great clarity on site, but they are still tinted. So they haven't removed that feature. So you can still get a bit of privacy from out looking in, without necessarily having to have the curtains up all the time. You've also yet again got on the back here a really big ventilation panel which you can zip open and zip shut. Personally, I would have that always open regardless of the weather, just like I say, really, because condensation, regardless if it's raining, moisture is a real big burden. But we'll talk through a few more features about the model as we have to look what it has to offer on the inside. So let's see. So now inside the Chatham, you can kind of get a bit more of an idea for the space you've got inside of here. And the first thing that you can see is actually that really nice, generous depth in this canopy area. The thing I think that, in fact, one thing to bear in mind is actually probably the canopy area is actually slightly bit bigger than the living area, which means probably this kind of would be in its essence probably maybe a communal area. If you want to sit out here with a table and chairs and still have a cooker in position, you've still got enough room. Generally, the height throughout this thing actually really helps to make it feel kind of necessarily bigger than it is. And for quite a modest footprint, when you look at it, it'll fit on any sort of campsite, no problem. Having a really nice structural, strong and vertical side beams help yet again to give it better interior height to make it feel more spacious inside. In the canopy area, you've got 2 nice big windows either side. We've got the curtain on one side, and again the PVC window on the other. And even in the front parts here, you've also got windows to have privacy. The joys, like I said, anywhere you see a window, there is a privacy curtain. And it's pretty much just simply a toggle up curtain, as you can see here. So the joys of this actually means is that you can get good coverage without having to go to the expense of zips. And you can actually, again, take it down, roll it away at the bottom, or if need be, kind of have it halfway to allow a bit of light in, but also have the privacy down below as well. And the same goes said on the two front panels you may have seen from the outside video, that essentially, even though you've got the mesh part there, on the front there's still a nice big window in here, so you can actually have a really nice view all the way around in the front canopy. Between the canopy area and then the main living area, you've got a divisional door. Now, the divisional door can be completely rolled back to the side if you wished, to have it as kind of one big open area. And you've got kind of enough elasticity in the small little lip that you can probably bring that down flat to create it kind of like a smooth runway in. There is, like I said, a marginal lip in and out of that area itself. But then again, both panels at the front, is kind of mirrors the image here, have a really nice big ventilation mesh panel. And like I said, when talking about circulation, that's why there's not really anything quite like it. Generally, if you don't want this whole divisional door, like I said, you can actually roll it away simply enough. Alternatively, if you don't want the ventilation, for example, that part actually has got some zips. And then we can roll that away, so that goes along the top, one along the bottom. And then you can, like I said, roll that to the side. And just keeps it at bay. Nice and easy. There are actually toggles in the sort of front area, so there's a ground sheet that comes with the tent for the main canopy area, so you can make it completely in, a wet, sort of dry room, sorry, all the way. Personally, I wouldn't put that down. I'd really have that as the wet area. Like I said, you can leave the front canopy open like we have at the moment, and even with the mesh in, so if it starts to rain, it's not going to collect on the ground sheet. It's just soak into the ground. Same sort of thing with spilling things. But if you're essentially cooking in that kind of canopy area, really you want to shut this middle door up, as well as the mesh standards. So essentially, if you gas, that is, the carbon monoxide and that is literally well ventilated. So you've got to be really careful about that, really. A nice big side door, yet again, really wide open mouthed. So again, you can use that without going through the canopy area at all times. So if you've got nicer weather, it's not a problem to use that. If it's raining, really, because there's no actual essentially shield or little rain safe canopy door in this part, the front door really is your main avenue. You've got, again, a nice big window opposite the door and a big ventilation panel below here as well to help with the circulation of air. Back in the sleeping area, like I said, height-wise is brilliant because I'm about 6'2", I can stand up in here, no problem at all, and you don't have to worry about necessarily any, getting changed in the morning and that sort of thing. But like I said, it's constructed as a 6 berth at the back here. Now it's a 2, 2, and then a 2 as well. So essentially, or they are sort of toggle dividers, so you can have it as one big open berth 6 bed if you wanted to. Generically, I think they're probably more orientated, probably the 6 is more orientated to maybe a comfy 5 or 4 berth, and then the same with the Chatham 4 Air. It's probably more of I'd say of a couple's tent really, just because that narrow enough you might struggle a little bit to get 4 in there. 3 probably would be more realistic. Generally, one thing that you can also see as well is they have each one has their own individual door and mesh panel at the top, yet again to kind of help with circulation. But what you can do with the 2-part door here, which is really, really cool, is that you can actually, if you want to zip it up, you can kind of make it kind of open plan, I've said. So you can have almost like a seamless walkthrough from the canopy into living area, and then also down through and into the bedroom area as well. So there's zips located here, so you can actually unzip it all the way. And then this part here can physically roll into a small little bag located at the bottom. So you just sort of fold it in approximately. Roll it up. And that'll fit in the bag there. And you can toggle it, the divider back in position. But the joy is that means, yet again, it kind of makes it all part of one area. And yet again, you've got a seamless kind of walk through all the way into the bedroom area itself, and not have any sort of lip as such, so you can walk in here as you please. One thing to bear in mind as well is actually that there is kind of a little toggle points located here, so you can kind of makeshift the bedroom to put it where you want it to. So if you want it as a 3 and 3, you can sort of devise a way to do that. You've got a cable entry points located on sort of the right hand side over here, so located down here, nice and simple and easy. Yeah, again, you've got a hanging point for lanterns position here, as well as a little Velcro tabs, so you can actually string the cable down to the entry point, no problem at all. But generally, overall, great sort of tent, good sort of space. And one thing to bear in mind, like I said, is that sort of flawless walkway through everywhere. But a positive model, one we'll have at display at our indoor showroom at Attwoolls, so you're more welcome to come and pop in and see it in the flesh. Alternatively, okay, by all means, let us know what you think of the tent in the comments below. But really, that's kind of our Attwoolls video review on the Chatham 6 Air and then the 4 Air as well.